think I've done all these ones. Yep. I think I've done all these. Yep. Did I do these? Yep.
Okay.
Well, these. Yep.
There goes.
Mazda.
Application.
Aha. Alright. I will do this one.
How are you two today?
Hi, everybody. Well, yeah, it's kind of ugly out.
Still raining.
No, it's not raining anymore.
Oh, it stopped for a moment. It was raining really, really, really hard earlier. Oh, my nose is so itchy.
Yes,
Do you
welcome.
play Minecraft?
I have played Minecraft.
Our kids play Minecraft. Is
I used to enjoy years back. I enjoyed playing it with my kids, but I don't
All
know.
3 of them play.
Yeah.
I didn't put enough milk in my tea.
What are they hammering?
I don't know. I would think a pile of rocks, but those are in the front yard, so I have no idea.
Weird. Yeah, neighbor's doing some work, so we'll see what that does to my schedule over the next couple of days. Whether or not I might not be able to do videos when I normally do them. All right.
You should play Minecraft. They've added a lot. Yeah, the kids play it. You should try Just Dance.
Not on a live stream. No, that's not going to happen.
Online exams are stressful. I can't take this anymore. They are, yeah. I used to have to take them. I took quite a few classes of mine were online, and that was back in 2010, I think, is when I graduated. And I had a lot of online classes, and yeah, I was not a fan of the online exams.
I don't do tests well. I tend to stress myself out. I start thinking of all the stuff I don't remember.
Oh, goodness. You have super cool hair, Yvonne. Thanks.
That's because she's a super cool Yvonne.
I haven't dyed it for a while, so it's really faded. There's been a shortage of hair dye during the pandemic. Luckily, my hair doesn't need very much dye.
True that.
Gosh, how long ago was that you bought me all that hair dye?
It was before the world shut down.
Well, no, I mean, wasn't it last year?
Yeah.
It was a long time. But I don't dye my hair very often, so it fades a lot before I dye it.
Get out of the way.
You should buy F1 2020. It's pretty good.
I've heard that. Yes, avoided the wall. Avoided the wall. I'd like to see you try this one, especially the night race, sweetie. I think you do really well.
Starting July... No, that's not a thing. It's a driving game. I would not do very well.
Sure you would.
Starting July 20th, I will be a designated screening officer, meaning if you enter Canada and get the mandatory 14-day quarantine, you might get a phone call from me checking on you. We're not crossing the border.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Nah. Pass.
Nope.
I mean, as much as I'd like to be able to go get our mail.
There's a lot of mail.
There's a lot.
I have 4 jerseys waiting that I know of. Those are the 4 that I've ordered. Actually, it's more than that because there's a couple subscribers have sent me.
Yeah.
So it's more like 6 that are waiting on me, and I can't get them.
We've really tried to figure out a way. Like, I've tried calling the border. Shannon emailed the border. If there's a way for, like, there's no fence or anything at the border. There's even, like, Peace Arch Park. It's a park where it's both Canadian and American. It's, like, the no-man zone. And just asking, are we able to have somebody bring parcels there and just hand them to us? And if they want to inspect them, they can. Like, are we allowed to do that? Or even doing it no contact? You know, like you do with dropping off at your door where you put the parcel down and back up. But I can't find anything and nobody answers anything. And... like, they don't even pick up the phone anymore, where you used to be able to call the border and ask them questions, and you really can't now. So...
nope, the border just doesn't talk to us anymore. I never got an answer to that email either, but I never heard back from Elite Prospects either.
Are you guys still making masks? Yup. Yeah, now I'm getting more messages from the nurses. I'm pretty sure all of the nurses in the Fraser Valley have my phone number now.
Probably.
I get texts from
They know you make them
nurses
right.
just saying, so I got your number from so-and-so, and they know I make caps and masks.
Yep.
So they don't use the fabric masks in the hospital. They don't have to. We have enough PPE. But they use it for when they're going out and about and they have their family wear them. And so they've been asking me to make them a lot of masks for their family. I don't have to make so much caps anymore because I've made a little over 600 caps now, which pretty much takes care of most of the Fraser Valley. Yeah.
So some good marketing if you ever decided to get your own channel. Look at that. 2 minutes and 2 seconds on that second lap. You're really lucky you're next to me.
Best NHL jersey in your opinion. Like,
and why
overall, is it the Jets? Yeah, I do really like Jets
Wild.
jerseys. I think most people know that. I love the red Wild jersey with the felt circle. I think that was like my first favorite jersey. I do also really like the Purple Kings with the crest on it.
Right.
Overall, like, favorite, I think would have to be the Heritage Jets with the chain stitching, followed closely by the red Minnesota with the felt circle on it. I think. When I go to the closest major city, I stay in the car. It's only an hour and a half away. Do you like Seinfeld?
Nope.
Not funny. What's Yvonne's favorite color? Glitter.
It's not a color.
Rainbows.
That's not a color either. See, she can't answer a simple question.
Purple.
There you go. That's better.
When I was little, I always told people it was glitter. My favorite color was glitter.
Well, you're not 5 anymore, so you need to have an actual color.
Fun fact, American border officers don't like jokes. I know!
Depends on the officer. We've had a couple that have been pretty good. But
it's rare.
You let them make the joke first.
Yes, it is rare. But they don't find humor, no sense of humor at all.
Canadian border does.
No. Yes, you can usually joke with them. The American border guards, not so much.
Is this Brands Hatch? No, it's not.
Do you think the NBA and MLB can finish their season?
NBA, I'm 50-50 on. Major League Baseball, I don't see that it has much of a chance. I really don't. I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think the NFL season's going to happen either. You have to have like a plan to have a bubble and have players protected, and if you don't, or you're just kind of winging it, I don't think there's much of a chance. I know baseball's trying to do some safety precautions, but I don't see it happening.
What was your favorite NHL video game?
It's between Blades of Steel and Stanley Cup from Super Nintendo, because I'm that old.
What is the favorite hockey card that you own?
Anything with Pekka Radicalio on it, because it's Pekka Radicalio. Takes me back to my childhood days.
Did you know that Jim Cornette is barred from Canada? So a lot of people barred from Canada.
Right now, everybody's barred from Canada
True
who's
enough.
American, at least over the land border. You can fly in.
No. You can fly to the States.
You can fly into Canada.
No.
I can. You just watch.
You can't. But we could fly to the States if we wanted.
Why would we want to fly to the States?
I don't know, but that's why they don't. Sure, Canadians can come here. We don't mind.
Why would I want to do that?
Like, I was explaining that to the boys this morning. They're not worried about Canadians going down there.
No.
We're worried about Americans coming up here.
Apparently we're allowed to fly to Europe, too.
Well, because, again, they're not concerned about Canadians.
So the EU doesn't have any kind of ban on Canadians coming in, which is kind of nice. We could actually go to Europe. Although we'd still have to quarantine when we came back.
Well, yes.
Well, and then we'd have to take the boys, because that'd be a nightmare.
No. Yeah, they asked me if we could go to France this morning. They asked if we could go.
Oh,
and Malachi goes, no, we can't go anywhere right now. Fine, when the border opens, can we go to France? Are you guys paying?
I mean, we could drive
Oh,
there.
my goodness.
Did you want to drive to France?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea. I'm surprised people don't do it more often.
I wonder if that is a part of the job description for an American border guard. Must not have a personality. I think some of them, their personalities just like permanent ticked off.
Depends where they're from.
They hate their job. They don't like all the Canadians. What? You're coming down here to get gas? Just stay home.
My favorite one was when he asked what we did, and you said that I worked on YouTube, and he goes, "Well, then why do you want to go home?"
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
why would we want to go back to
home?
Canada?
Why would we want to stay here?
You got us.
That's when it's really hard to not give them a smart ass answer, because they get really mad when you give them a smart ass answer. But it's so hard not to.
And the answer was basically because we have a house and bills and family and cats and family and kids and cats, and this is stupid. Why would you ask that question?
Why would we want to be down here?
Why would I want to live in the
medical coverage at
States?
home. We. Don't come to the States right now. We're all diseased.
We can't.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we can't.
It's not one of our plans.
The positivity rate in Florida is up to 18.5% now, apparently. And in Arizona, it's 26%. That's for your positive testing rate. That's insane, considering in BC, last result I saw was 0.6%.
Can you guys smuggle me across the border? I've had several friends ask. So I've wanted to come across the border for a while. So is it too late now?
And I think
American border
Vancouver.
guards are either stationed somewhere really cold or really hot. So I
think
blame them for being upset.
Vancouver's
Not
restarting.
Here. We're Nate.
I think Vancouver's restarting the production of TV shows. Apparently, they're in California as well, and New York, and everywhere.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, we can't hear because it's safe.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe.
Apparently, they're starting it in California, and I'm going, really? That sounds like an interesting decision. Look at that. I've driven 90 miles today. I don't need to do the treadmill. I've driven 90 miles. That's way more than I normally do on the treadmill.
Who's your favorite AEW wrestler?
Britt Baker has it for the women, and Orange Cassidy has it on the men's side.
1/100th of a time.
Oh, no. Yeah, that.
We laughed. We did. That was funny.
1/100th of it?
How did that work out?
Do I have a car that qualifies for that? Oh, I do, the Clio.
Do you like root beer? Yep. Well, as soda goes.
Who doesn't like root beer? You'd have to be crazy not to like root beer.
My ex-husband didn't like root beer.
That's a sign of a sociopath right there.
Well, there were other signs. But...
Hi, sweetie. How you doing? Shadow's decided that I'm talking to the TV, so I might as well talk to him.
My cousin's 22-year-old son just tested positive. They held a graduation party. Oh my gosh. Okay, they held a graduation party for him and a nephew. We were invited, and I said no thanks, and she's in New York. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is where I find this so weird. So I have a lot of American friends. I have American friends that have had COVID. I have American friends that have it now. I have one friend that she had to go get 3 of her kids tested, and one of them, she already got a positive test back. Why are they doing all these get-togethers and gatherings?
Because
we aren't doing that here, and we don't have the numbers. I don't understand.
Because society says everything's okay. They can do that.
Our numbers are pretty darn low, and
but we're getting a unified message in Canada, and that hasn't been the case in the U.S. It has not been a unified message.
I don't get it, and it's holy crap. Yeah, I don't get it. Why are things restarting TV shows in the States? That just sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
it does.
Especially when there's one that they're making. I think it's in New York that has Robert De Niro, and I'm thinking De Niro's got to be in his 80s.
Yeah.
Like he should not be on the set. He shouldn't be.
Is that a crow outside your house usually?
Yeah.
There's usually a crow out. We live, like most of Abbotsford, we live by a park. By park, I mean lots of trees and paths to walk on.
Sometimes there's an owl that's outside the window, and I'm pretty sure there's videos where you could probably hear him in the background over the last couple of weeks. Where I'm just like, all right, so there's going to be an owl in the background.
Are you getting a Switch?
Probably not. I really haven't felt the need for a Switch. Yeah, probably not. I don't even play the Xbox often enough to justify having my Xbox at this stage.
Yeah, we know people are bored. We totally get it.
Yep.
We've been in lockdown.
We've been bored since March.
But yes, we totally understand.
I would love to go out and have meetups and play with people and have street hockey.
Spring break, going on holiday. We're about to miss our summer holiday.
Second vacation, yep.
Our kids are missing visiting
Vegas.
Any family. They haven't got to see their dad in months. I get it, but dear Lord, people. Yeah. Have you played Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
If it's an old one, I have. Like, if it's not a remake, then I've played it.
I don't remember the numbers for the Sonic games.
I know I've played Sonic and Tails. I know I've played a bunch of different Sonic games over the years. I don't remember which ones are which. My son was big on remembering which ones were which. I was just like, yeah, so whatever, I've probably played it.
Do you like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream?
I do, but it makes me sick. I can't eat it. So, sadly, my stomach really doesn't like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, which is too bad because it's delicious.
Are you getting a PS5?
Likely not when they first come out, because I want them to get all the bugs out. And then once all the bugs are out, then we can talk about it.
I live in New York. My aunt lives in Florida. She wants to visit us in August, but she's going to classes at the gym. What? She would have to do a 14-day quarantine as well. The gyms are open?
Yes. Yes, the gyms are open. The bars are open.
Gosh.
People are out getting haircuts.
Didn't our gym just open and they can't even do regular?
Right.
Holy hell. I don't understand. Sonic 3 came out on Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah, then I've played it.
An old one.
I've played it. Guaranteed I've played it.
It's been 6 months, but it feels like 60 years. It's a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it's been rough.
It's a really long time.
It's been a rough year. I haven't seen my mother since March because, again, I don't want to take that risk.
Me too. We both have our mums that live nearby, and we haven't seen them. And both of us, that's all the family we have, like, within nearby. Except for extended family. That's all we have. And so neither of us have seen our mum.
No, I won't take the risk. My mother's in her mid-70s, and she's got health conditions, and she smoked for decades, and I won't take that risk. So, yeah, it sucks.
Oh, good. Okay, good news for Abbotsford. Jamie Bacon pled guilty today. That took long enough, eh? Who? Not that anybody outside of the area, one of the Bacon brothers. They were the reason that Abbotsford had
the murder rate?
Murder capital.
Oh.
That people were,
they were bumping off all
the murder capital.
They were bumping off the drug dealers so they'd get all the drugs for themselves.
It's making it look really bad if you look at the numbers. It's not actually just because you have these two jerks. Favorite board game?
I said Risk.
Bad answer.
Mine's Risk. Why is Risk a bad answer? You just need 6 days to play it.
Yes.
But Risk is fun.
There's a lot more fun games.
Axis and Allies is another good version of Risk. A little bit faster to play than Risk.
It depends. I have lots of favorite games. I have so many board games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you do.
In my previous life, I owned a tabletop game store. So I have a lot of games. I really like Talisman and Carcassonne and Munchkin.
Carcassonne. That's a French word.
Ticket to Ride.
So not a very well-known fact,
but
what? Wait, no, I was gonna just say.
Yeah, I have lots of favorites.
Carcassonne. That was
I did-
actually a word that was invented by the French.
I did hear about the Canadian actor that died. He died a couple days ago.
He was 41.
Yeah,
Younger than me.
He wasn't that old, and he
Nope.
didn't have any.
No underlying health conditions.
Underlying
Younger than me.
conditions.
Better shape than me. Uh-huh.
And he has a little kid.
Had his leg amputated because of blood clotting during his battle with it, and then
Yep.
he had a heart condition that led to him needing a pacemaker because of it. So yeah, no, I have no problem staying home and just avoiding it altogether. Thanks. I just no.
I thought Winnipeg was the murder capital. I don't know where it is now. It used to be
It was
Abbotsford.
Edmonton. Edmonton was the murder capital of Canada 10 years ago.
But you guys have to remember that doesn't mean a lot. It's like how many murders per capita. So for here, it doesn't have to be very many. Risk is boring. Agreed. Yeah.
Risk is boring.
Exploding Kittens. That game is really fun. I've got the boys
boring.
into that.
Wait,
yeah, it's fun.
it just called me Endurance Racer. Why did it?
Surrey scares me. Like actually? No.
It depends on the part of Surrey.
Yeah, there are bad parts, but there's places in Vancouver that I'm not comfortable walking in by myself, but
Just a level.
there's not
Sucks.
any really areas like near us that I'm concerned about walking. Yeah. Yeah, there's parts of Surrey I wouldn't want to be in it like at night alone. But no.
Parts of Abbotsford I wouldn't want to be in at night
Well,
alone.
yeah, not many. There's like
No.
that one block. Do you guys like Monopoly? Nope. That game's crap.
I do, but you got to play with modified rules. You have to modify the rules to make it good.
Nah.
It works if you
Pass.
modify the rules. Yvonne's just not,
It
creative enough.
No, I like games that are actually fun.
Yeah, she's just not creative enough.
So, that's my thing.
Okay, so this race consists of compact cars available only in Japan, powered by 660cc engines. Huh.
Listening to science is important. And I might have said that to somebody the other day, and I was told that I was mean.
Interestingly enough,
So-
science as it's constituted currently, or constitutionalized currently, science originated in Greece
Don't listen
back
to him.
in, I believe it
Monopoly
was
causes family tension.
653.
That game is I think the board would be thrown in our house if that was played.
What,
Would
Monopoly?
you consider playing a civilization game for a stream?
I enjoy Civ. I don't know that it would work for a stream, though. Let's see. I
What
need a
about
compact
card games?
car.
Card games are fun.
They
Mike,
can
our middle one, card games are his favorite. And I have a lot of not regular card games that are really fun. Bonanza might be one of our favorites. Exploding Kittens is fun. The Munchkin card game and all the different versions of that are really fun. Yeah, we have a lot of card games. When I was in high school, I might have played Mealborn a lot. A lot. Because I was cool like that.
I don't know which kind of car I'm supposed to use for that.
Science. It's a War of 1812 thing.
Everything's a War of 1812 thing.
We have the Peace Arch Park where it's the no man land because of 1812. True story.
That's right.
They cannot bar Canadians from being in Peace Arch Park where Americans can be in
Because
because of
1812.
1812.
That's right.
And if they try, then we have to give part of Ottawa.
It was
Back
Ontario
to
and
the-
Quebec,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah, it's part of Quebec and part of Ontario, not up to Ottawa. But yeah, I might have laughed when I read that. How can science be political? Special.
Yeah, it happens, sadly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of car
Did
am
you
I
see
looking
that
at?
Florida guy who got kicked out because he didn't wear a mask? There's so many videos of
There's
people not
Canadians
wearing masks and
getting kicked out
Yeah.
for not wearing a mask that are freaking out. It's getting kind of ridiculous.
Have you been watching AEW?
I watched the second night of Fyter Fest. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really well put together. The 8-man tag match I thought went on a little bit long, but I love what they're doing with Dark Order. Brody Lee is finally realizing potential that he showed in WWE that they just never used, and I really, really like what they're doing right now.
Oh, Apples to Apples, that is a great game. I do have that, and
She has every game.
I do have a lot of games. I have taken Apples to Apples.
With these boxes here, I now own every
many
hockey
group
magazine
events.
and book that's ever existed, I think.
I doubt it.
Well, enough. It's close enough.
Have you
I'm
been
gonna need
watching
another.
NXT because it's really good the past 2 weeks?
I really haven't been watching NXT. I haven't had the time really to catch up on AEW enough. I do look at the recaps, and I do pay attention to what's being said about them. I know they're doing very well, but I think the Great American Bash thing is kind of petty to go after AEW that way. I think that's really, really petty.
Have you guys watched Hamilton yet? Yes.
She has.
The kids and I watched it on Friday.
Yep, she really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. Kids really liked it. Malachi especially really liked it.
Were they surprised by all the robots at the end? That's what I thought was weird, was all the robots at the end. I didn't remember robots, but, maybe I don't know my history as well as other
I had to
people.
explain a few things to them.
I would imagine the robots would need explanation.
Dork.
That, too. The fact that you call me names when you're not allowed to because the doctor said not to.
In the off
court
season,
order.
In the off season, can you do a long video of your whole collection of hockey stuff? Because I'm very curious. I love your collection. Thanks.
I don't have enough time for that.
Right?
That would take from the Stanley Cup being awarded until the start of the next season.
He got these boxes.
Yes.
Just the 4 of them. Yeah?
Yesterday, 4
boxes from a subscriber
and some posters.
And
I'm not sure where I'm going to put them up, but they belong on the wall.
He cut one of the boxes open, and I told him he had to shut it because he needed to do a video, because I think people would really like seeing a video of him going through it. But they're like paper boxes, and they're packed full of like magazines and papers and
programs, like game programs. Everything's in there, so that's going to be fun to go through.
Have you guys ever had New York fries? Yeah, their poutine's not bad. Do they have New York fries in the States? And if they do,
I haven't seen it anytime we've been down there. I haven't seen New York fries any of the times we've been in the States.
Because New York fries is very Canadian.
Yes.
It's all the different kinds of poutine. But makes me wonder, do they have it in the States? Do people really think Yvonne is mean to Shannon? And people think Shannon is mean to me. We get comments and live streams every once in a while. I'm like, no, we get along so well. We really do.
That's the official line, anyways.
Whatever.
I mean, the counselor said it's really important for her to refer to it that way. And then I have a journal. It's about 800 pages currently. But
whatever.
And then there was the doll.
No, people do. Yeah. Yeah, there are the people that think we don't get along. Or
the same people that think that my joke videos are serious.
True.
Where it's like, wait, you think I was serious when I said that? Why?
Will you be watching
be
NBA on July 22nd?
Depends what the NHL's got going on that day. I have no problem with watching NBA if that's the only show in town. And then baseball is supposed to start on the 23rd or 24th, but I don't know.
Yep, Lisa wants an unboxing video. Yep, it couldn't even be one video. That would be a long video.
With the way that I get distracted when I'm doing unboxings,
it could be like
absolutely.
1 box a day.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
We do boardwalk fries. I wonder if it's like, but is it all the different kinds of poutine, or what? What would they have at an American fry restaurant?
Chili fries, different kinds of chili cheese fries, bacon cheese fries, spray cheese fries, nachos. Different various kinds of nachos.
Sour cream glazed is the best Tim's donut. That's our oldest's favorite donut.
It's not bad.
Tim's. Sour cream ones are his very favorite.
It's not bad. They don't have as many fun flavors as they used to. They used to have a really awesome apple cinnamon donut that they don't have anymore because they hate me. So when a flavor is my favorite flavor, I know it's going to go away because that's the way things work in life. If it's my favorite, it's going to go away.
Coffee Crisp or O. Henry's?
Coffee Crisp.
O. Henry's. With the peanut butter O. Henry's.
You're allowed to be wrong once in a while, so Coffee
Peanut butter
Crisp.
O. Henry's are the best.
She's just being wrong
Is it
right
just
now.
me, but don't you think the U.S. has better fast food places? No.
No.
Like Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out? No.
No.
American fast food in general is gross.
Yeah, I much prefer the
Yeah.
beef in Canada.
And the cheese at American
I prefer
restaurants
the
makes the
cheese in Canada,
whole
too.
sandwich gross. No, American fast food in general, pretty disgusting. Blech. Do you think America will ban TikTok?
No. What happened there was some kind of a glitch that made everybody think that TikTok had been banned. So people were freaking out today.
Why?
And yeah, didn't happen. I think it was an error. It was a glitch with the app that made it look like it had been banned. So everybody was thinking TikTok was over and it was gone. No, TikTok's not going to get
I don't
banned.
think it works like that.
I did one last night for Shadow, so, you know, because I have TikTok for no reason at all.
America
I
has
really don't
more
need
fast food options, but a lot of them are gross.
A lot of them are crap, so that's,
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you expand, the NHL in the beginning, it was sort of crappy expansion options. And fast food can be much the same way. More selection doesn't necessarily mean better selection.
Canada just has better food quality, which makes the food better. There's a lot of stuff that Americans eat that are not legal in Canada. Like the hormones and some of the additives and
the food coloring. Yeah.
You guys have a lot of food coloring that's not legal in Canada.
Come on.
And the hormones put in animals and dairy that aren't legal here, so do you guys like Popeyes in the States?
Yeah, that's Popeyes here.
That's one that it seems to be the same
Popeyes is fantastic.
Canada and in the States.
Yep, I love Popeyes.
They seem to be the same.
I really enjoy Popeyes.
Fat Burger or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Have we ever had Fat Burger?
Yeah.
Is that the one on High Street that it wasn't terrible,
it's okay.
but it was so expensive?
It is expensive for what you get, absolutely.
It's more expensive than Triple O's, and Triple O's
is fantastic.
Is really good and cheaper. So
Triple O's, though, if you live outside of British Columbia, you wouldn't know what it was. It's White
great.
Spot. So, again, I think White Spot's only in BC.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Boston Pizza, but better.
And not very much pizza.
Not as expensive.
Boston Pizza's a pizza place, but you know.
Right.
Do you like Harvey's? Never been there. We only have one, and
it's just one in British Columbia.
It's in Coquitlam, so we haven't ever been there. Well, I haven't ever been there. He went to one in Alberta.
Yeah, I went to the one in Alberta. I thought it was okay. I was really excited to make my own burger, and then it was just kind of meh. It's like, okay, so this is just a regular burger.
Have you had Whataburger?
No.
That's another one that was in Vegas that we didn't go to, right?
Yeah, we hit In and Out. We did not hit Whataburger.
Do you like Hard Rock Cafe? Yeah. It's been years since I've been to one other than the hotel that we didn't eat at. But the restaurant, it's fun though. Triple O's at Rogers is so expensive. Triple O's is kind of pricey, but
yes, but it's also very, very good.
Yeah, it's more expensive than other fast food, but it's pretty good. So, but it's way too many calories for everything.
Yes, agreed.
Which network is more has a more negative effect is more negatively affected by the sports stoppage, TSN or Sportsnet?
Oh, Sportsnet. Sportsnet has way more content that is reliant on it being live. TSN lost so many contracts to Rogers. I would think that it's hurting Rogers more than TSN.
Thank you, Daniel. The Habit Burger is better than Whataburger or In-N-Out.
Never heard of it.
No idea what that is. We went to In-N-Out in Vegas. It was okay.
Because somebody gave me money on PayPal, so I kind of had to.
Yeah, told us we had to go eat there.
Yeah.
It was okay. I don't know why everybody thinks it's so special.
Yeah, it was alright. We had the animal fries or whatever they're called.
I wasn't impressed with those.
Well, it's okay.
Animal style, something. The Neapolitan shake was good though.
The Neapolitan shake wasn't too bad.
Thoughts on A&W? A&W is good.
Yes.
American A&W is a completely different restaurant, though. Like, the only thing the same is root beer. Other than that, they're totally different restaurants.
But the A&W used to be different with its root beer. The root beer is now not as good as it was when I was a kid.
I wonder if they still make it in the restaurant. I worked at A&W for a while, and we made the root beer in the back.
When I was a kid, the root beer was fantastic.
And I wonder if they still do.
And now what you get in the restaurant's the same as what you get in the stores, and it's too bad.
Yeah, they might not make it in the restaurant anymore.
No, I don't think
they used to not long ago. I worked there when Malachi was a baby, and we had to make the root beer. We made it in these huge.
How many laps?
Huge
10
things.
laps? Oh man. 10 laps for that.
Do you have
one?
Culver's? Never heard of it.
I don't think so. I'm gonna say probably not. There's 2 Nürburgrings on here.
What's better, Papa John's or Domino's? No.
I
Yes.
haven't. I've had Domino's. I'm not a fan of Domino's. I haven't had Papa John's pizza, to be honest.
I haven't forever and past.
I used to live upstairs from a pizza place, so when I wanted pizza, I would just get theirs. It seemed weird to order from somewhere else. You kind of had to like smuggle it in because you'd wait for them to come out and go, seriously? Why couldn't you get our pizza? What's wrong with us? So yeah. And now I don't eat pizza very often because it has 11 billion calories in it.
True. Do you have Brahms? I don't know what that is either.
No idea.
Culver's Butter Burger? That sounds nutritious.
That sounds like extra calories for health. Those are health calories.
No idea what that is.
Enjoy our health calories.
I mean, I like butter as much as the next person, but Americans and their butter are weird.
Yeah, not everything has to have butter in it.
Culver's melts butter on their cheeseburgers.
Oh dear Lord, no. That's too much. That's too many calories
Make
for
their
me.
own root beer too, and it's amazing. They make custard too. Huh. I keep getting emails from SeatGeek. I wonder if they know. That's funny. Brahms is like a fast food burger place with an ice cream shop in it.
That sounds good.
Oh.
Sounds good. Wow, look at that, all the way up to 5th.
You guys don't like frozen butter pops?
Yeah.
Is Subway better in Canada? I'd be afraid to
had
try
it in the
American Subway.
I don't think
Honestly,
we've had it in the States.
I don't think I would want to eat the deli meat in the States. No offense or anything. I don't think I'd want to try it. Yeah, we haven't tried Subway in the States.
No, that's one thing we haven't tried.
I don't think I want to either. Deli meat and cheese. Are you going to get the new consoles that are coming out?
Not right away because they're too expensive when they come out. They're always too expensive when they come out, and then there's glitches that happen too. There's usually nightmares with the networks and all that stuff, so yeah, I'm going to wait.
Favorite jersey from any league? I'm going to go put more milk in my tea really quick.
Kings.
I'll be right back. Behave.
From any league, it'd be basically the Kings black one with the shield on the front, and NFL. NFL would be tough. I lean towards Green Bay, their current jersey, if I have to use a current jersey for that. Although as a Chargers fan, I do love Chargers jerseys. The powder blue is part of the reason I ended up cheering for the Chargers when I was a kid. Baseball, like the Cubbies. I think the Cubbies is nice. Let's see, other leagues. Yeah, I'll go with that. And then at World Cup, anything Germany would be my favorite because I love the German team greatly. Yvonne's coming back. She just had to go get some more alcohol to put in her tea.
It's not a thing. I would fall asleep during the stream.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure you would.
American fast food probably uses government cheese.
Well, if I see American cheese on the menu, I'm like, I'm really not feeling that. I will pay an extra $1 for cheddar. I have no problem paying an extra $1 for cheddar cheese.
Stay away from the American Subway, both the sandwich and form of transportation. Save yourself.
And Jared, who
Don't
was
try
there,
stateside Subway. See, that's kind of my thought. That I thought that would be the
and then
case.
there's Jared, who was their spokesman. You need to stay away from him too.
Quiznos is way better than Subway. I do like Quiznos.
Quiznos is very good.
But I usually don't like deli meat. Because it's really
That's why I get the
salty.
meatball sub when we go to Subway. I like the meatball sub.
Quizno has not deli meat, so.
Well, meatballs aren't deli meat.
Right. A restaurant here makes a half-pound cheeseburger with 4 types of cheese sandwiched between 2 Krispy Kreme donuts. Holy hell!
So that's like
Is it like
4,000
a week's worth of calories, and you can feel your arteries clogging as you eat it?
The Your Doctor Hates Us burger, I would think that's called.
Oh. That's gross.
Yes, absolutely. Not to judge, because I don't do that, but yeah, I couldn't eat that.
Canadian McDonald's or American Subway?
Canadian McDonald's.
No question.
Canadian McDonald's, they changed the meat they use now for the quarter pounders and the Big Macs, and it tastes fantastic.
True.
I don't know what they did with it, but it tastes
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
Boston Pizza was called Vancouver Pizza during 2011 Cup, if I remember that.
Yes, and when they play against
It's funny.
Montreal in the playoffs, they call it Montreal Pizza in the city of Montreal.
Yep.
So,
It's funny.
and Toronto, same thing. Bruins play against Toronto, they call it Toronto Pizza in Toronto. There you go, I nudged you to make it go faster. Aren't you glad I did that? Now, if you could help me get away from the guy behind me, that'd be awesome.
Love your work.
Thank you.
The work you're doing. I know you don't like politics, but what do you think about Kanye West running for president?
I'm cynical. I think that what Kanye West is trying to do, and I've seen this theory elsewhere, is he's still a big Trump supporter. He knows that black voters will not vote for Trump. So if he can siphon off support from Biden, that gets Trump a better shot at being reelected.
True.
I think that's the plan.
Shannon doesn't ever walk on his treadmill, like
Nope.
ever.
I do.
He
I
runs.
jog at 5.2 miles an hour
He
is
does.
the average. I've been trying to push it to 5.3 and 5.4, but my shin splints really don't like it. 5.2 is the limit. After that, my shins kind of say, yeah, we're going to make you crippled if you keep this up.
And the fries at McDonald's are just a bucket of sodium. Sodium's delicious.
I like the fries at BK. BK are my favorite fries.
No.
I try not to eat fries because basically they're just empty calories. But if I get a combo, I like to get them from Burger King because I think their fries are the best.
No. He's wrong. Don't listen to him. How will the 2020 elections work with COVID?
That's going to be a big debate, and watch for that to be a big deal. Where the idea of voting in person, I honestly think it's crazy during a pandemic to talk about having lines for hours and hours and hours around the block. But with how politicized the idea of having mail-in voting is, I think that's where it's going to end up, and I think that may favor the presidency staying where it is too. Because people who are going to wait in those lines and stick around that long may very well end up being more likely to be Republicans.
That's true. They're the ones that don't care so much.
Yep. Yep. I think it's all basically geared to make sure that they're stacking the deck in their favor to keep power.
Be efficient with your sodium. Splurge, eat something good.
I don't have to watch my sodium, so woohoo!
Yeah, I don't really care about the whole sodium thing either. It's like I don't track fats
I have
either.
low blood pressure, so I get to eat all the sodium I want. Anyways, not that I don't eat a lot anyways, but
Sodium comes to bite you in the backside later as you age. Again, that depends. My family genetics, we all get to eat a lot of salt. We're supposed to eat more salt. Yeah. We have low blood pressure.
The shadow.
Can you order Uber Eats from across the border? No.
That would not work.
Not at all.
Can't even use Uber Eats in Abbotsford.
Let's face it, the U.S.-Canada border will stay closed at least till next year. I sent
That's-
Shannon an article.
Yeah,
That's kind of what they're
that's the
guessing.
plan, is that it's going to be probably at least a year before they reopen the border.
Of course, we will be watching the debates for the American elections. We'll be watching those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk about politics on the channel, but yes, I definitely watch debates, because whatever happens in the U.S. has a huge effect on Canada. So how an election goes in the U.S. has a dramatic effect on Canadian dollar, Canadian jobs, just the Canadian economy in general. Look at that, I lapped that guy too. Woohoo, I lapped almost all of them.
Have you ever been to New York State?
I haven't, she has.
I've been to the airport. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
I never left the airport. I had a layover in New York.
Level 29. I've almost
into
unlocked
New
the
York I've
endurance. I'm kind of excited because I've almost unlocked the endurance races. That's the plan now, is to unlock the endurance race.
Zaxby's fried pickles are nasty. Gator's Dockside has the best fried pickles. Triple O's fried pickles are sad. Don't have Triple O's fried pickles. They're not good. They just
Which one
make you
is
think,
that?
well, fried pickles would have been good. These are gross.
There's 5 laps. Which one is that? That's the...
What party has a bigger positive effect on Canada, or does party not matter so much?
It depends. I would say that it's probably better for Canada under a Democratic president, but with a Republican president, usually the dollar's higher, so it's cheaper to have labor in Canada. So it really depends. Different parts of the economy are better off with one or the other. According to the Dow and according to traders this week, they don't really care who wins the election. They don't think it's going to make a big difference for them. So that may mean that it may not make a big difference for Canada either. Just because we already know where the economy has been over the last 4 years, and under Biden it wouldn't necessarily change things.
How far east have you traveled?
I used to live in Gander, Newfoundland.
I've been to France, so...
She's been further east than I have.
Together we've been to Arizona.
Well, Vegas is further east than Arizona.
Is it?
Yeah, we went west to get to the Tillman Bridge.
Okay, I have trouble
South and
picturing
west.
what that looks like.
Yeah, it was south and west.
Area. Yeah. How will this year's Stanley Cup Winners' Day with the Cup be?
Uneventful.
Depends on where they live, too, where they're going to take it, things like that. Because not everywhere is the same.
Right. So if it's a player in Sweden, they might just have just a regular day.
Right. Well, yeah. Sweden.
It's nice. Sit right in the middle of the road. That helps.
Not a fan of either. I think they're both stupid. Yeah, they're both old white men, so...
Yeah, they have a combined age of
politics.
150, so...
Yeah, they're both really old.
I'm not inspired by
Pretty
either.
sure they're both partly senile.
Oh, there's no partly about it.
Yeah.
The debates are going to be an absolute disaster.
They're going to be terrible.
You're going to have one losing his way answering a question and saying the wrong words, and the other one just going on rants. So it's going to be an absolutely insane disaster, that whole debate stage.
Yeah, bunch of old guys. Can they even have a day with the cup? Between October and December 1st, that's not much time.
Oh, they'll figure out a way to get it in there.
Yeah, they'll be able to do something.
They'll figure it out.
Hope Biden returns America to a sense of normalcy and is a one-term president. It'll take more than a term to fix or undo everything that's been done. It's going to take a long time.
It's just weird to me that there are some very reasonable voices in politics, and the best two that they come up with are Trump and Biden, who are both really, really, really old.
Bad lip reading will have a field day. You won't even need the bad lip reading.
No.
It's gonna be an embarrassment.
Let's see, which state am I in? It doesn't matter what state you're in. My states are the best. What are you talking about? I love steaks. Why are you talking about steaks? You know what I love was Jim Bob. Jim Bob was my best friend, and he happened to be black. Oh my God, you can't say that. It's gonna be a disaster.
It will be awful. The debates are gonna be terrible. Two old senile guys. It'll be terrible. Who will win, Chicago or Edmonton?
I like Edmonton's chances. I know Chicago's got some. They've got an edge on them when it comes to experience, but I like Edmonton's chances.
No, it can't be undone within the same amount of time. You can't have executive orders putting all these things back in place.
Yep.
You can do executive orders to undo things, but you can't do an executive order to put it back.
And then you've got to have the Senate on your side, which, depending on what happens with the Senate, you may not have. I know a big problem with the U.S. government in general over the last, I'll say, 10 years has just been obstructionism. Well, whatever your guy does, we're just going to stop it. Well, whatever your guy does, we're just going to stop that. So nothing happens. It's been a huge problem with U.S. politics for at least a decade, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And the taxpayers are the ones that pay for it.
Where do you think Lafreniere will go?
I hope it's one of the lower seeds that end up getting knocked out in that play-in. I hope it's Chicago or Montreal or potentially Arizona. I think that would be a good fit, and I think that would at least quiet some of the complaining down. But he's going to go to a team that won't be necessarily as desperate for his services as Detroit was going to be.
There is no chance of a political channel.
No.
Nope.
It's not worth it. And then if you talk politics on YouTube, you're probably going to get demonetized. So you're probably having a big argument with people on the internet that will just lead to making no money and causing a lot of frustration. Yes.
Have we heard yet about any players not participating in the playoffs?
No. If anything, we've been hearing more and more about players coming back from injury who are excited about the playoffs. And most players are excited about a chance to go out and prove themselves.
I wasn't going to get to, now I do.
Yeah. So there's a lot of players that seem to be kind of excited that now they're healthy and they're good to go. And I think as long as that they get into that bubble and as long as we get all the positive testing out of the way before the bubble, I think we're good.
Are the Oilers contenders?
It's going to depend on their goaltending and that blue line. That blue line has to hold up. So Ethan Bear or Darnell Nurse, they have to come up big. If they do, then yes, because their forward group, I think, is good enough.
Nike or Adidas?
For shoes, I would probably go with Adidas. I've had Adidas shoes more than Nike because I've liked the Adidas ones better.
Have we heard anything about Kako being able to play?
The Rangers say he's playing. Kako says he's playing. The NHL, though, has the right to have a doctor look and say it's not worth the risk. So it's going to be up to NHL doctors, and it's likely going to be up to insurance companies as well. Because insurance companies have the right to say, okay, we will not pay out in this situation, and yeah, there's definitely some liability they have to worry about there.
If the play-in games count as playoff games, stats-wise, could we see any playoff point or goal records get broken?
I don't think the play-in is going to be recognized as playoff points. I think it's just going to be in a no man's land as neither regular season nor playoff points. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, agreed. Shannon does not need more channels.
Nope.
I would really, really never see him.
And if I started another channel, it'd probably just be just like a straight music channel, or maybe or maybe one just about like sci-fi shows that I watch, like something sci-fi related. Maybe the DC universe gets its own channel.
Insurance companies run the league.
Insurance costs are big. So if the league says, hey, if these guys play, it's going to cost this amount extra, and teams don't want to pay it, that is an extra cost there.
What happens if we don't have the season this year? What happens to the draft?
Then it becomes a full-on lottery, and all 31/32 picks would be lottery picks, which means Seattle would win the number 1 draft pick in next year's lottery, and everybody would start screaming. And then the number 2 pick would go to Pittsburgh. I'm going to guess the number 3 pick would go to Edmonton or Chicago. Like it would go to all the teams that everybody would complain about. Detroit would pick 32nd or something like that.
The War of 1812 channel. Oh, no.
I talked about that at one point, but we agreed that people would take it seriously.
People would believe things that he
that
said.
if I had a fake history channel where I did like, a Bill Nye dress up kind of thing and talked about history and science, that people would take it seriously. So I can't do that.
Yeah.
I look at some of the crazy conspiracy theories people believe now, and I'm like, man, I can't create my own conspiracy theory, or somebody somewhere is going to believe it and glom onto it.
Yep. Just do a section on the Entertainment Guide channel about your favorite sci-fi movies and shows.
I can, but then, that stops me from starting a new channel, which would make Yvonne go completely mental.
Yeah, no.
I think I should just start up a new channel and just show it to her. And then she could lose her mind.
No, he's not making a fake history channel. Mm-mm.
I think a fake history channel would be fantastic, because then I could come up with the actual story of 1812. I could go year by year through world history. That could be great. Just think about how much fun that could be. I could do like I did with the NHL history, but do it as world history.
Yeah.
And I could go around the globe and talk about things that were discovered. And it would be awesome.
No.
I could do
What kind of car is that? Somebody must.
This is an Audi TTS. The races I'm doing here are only for Audis. So, and the funny thing is, this goes back to when I used to play Need for Speed Underground 2. The Audi was a car I loved to use. And in this game, it's pretty good. So here you go. It's TTS Coupe 2014.
Do you think Yamamoto will keep up a 50-point pace next year? What's his ceiling?
Oh, Yamamoto can hit 60 or 70 next year. If he plays with McDavid, he can hit 70. He just has to know where to go on the ice. Number 2. But yeah, he can do a lot. I think his ceiling is really high. So that's one of the reasons I like the Oilers' chances.
What's your favorite car on Gran Turismo?
Probably the Mustang. Yeah, probably the Mustang. I'm not using it in these races because it's a 400 and this one's a 500, so. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a Clubman Cup. This isn't the Audi races. I was using it in the Audi races.
5 features that you want in NHL 21.
I just want, I don't know about features, but I want them to give more stuff to people who don't play online. I want it to not be about microtransactions. I want to be able to really customize my own team and have some really cool creative player stuff that's really unique and some stuff that's really different. I want to be able to design my own goalie masks and design my own everything from the top to the bottom. I want them to give me stuff without me having to pay extra, because once I've given them $60 or $70 to buy the game, I should have the game.
You should be able to play.
It shouldn't be, well, now you've got everything, but if you want it to look good, it's going to be an extra $20. I hate that. I hate that they do it. They do it all the time, and I really wish they didn't get away with it.
Be a pro, not suck.
Agreed.
What are Bouchard and Broberg's ceiling?
Bouchard has the higher ceiling offensively, but I think Broberg may end up being the better all-around defenseman. And I would imagine that Broberg's playing in the SHL next season.
There's a FedEx truck.
And then, I don't know what I was getting from FedEx, or if it was something you were getting from FedEx.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's probably for me. That looks like a jersey box.
Can you please play the show again? or play Star Wars Battlefront?
I will at some point soon. Let's see, 4-wheel drive, huh? I'll go see what that is.
All right.
Might be for me. I don't know.
Probably is. I
Could
don't
be.
generally get stuff.
Could be.
Parcel. Tell stories about Shannon. I don't really have.
Oh, sweet! I didn't realize they already mailed this.
What?
I didn't realize. Is this one I think
should
it
do a
is?
stream playing Sims or Cities Skylines. I want to play Cities Skylines. That one looks really fun.
It is fun.
I haven't ever played that one.
Is this the one I think it is? I didn't know they mailed this.
Shannon gets some social interaction with a real person.
I didn't know they'd actually mailed this.
Where'd you order that from? Oh, right.
Cool Hockey.
Very nice.
So Ryan Miller, and I got it with.
I'm so thirsty today.
I got it with the 25th anniversary on the front, and Miller on the back. I now have a Ryan Miller jersey with every team he's played for. That's fantastic. I got that from Cool Hockey, and see, I got the three layer.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice nameplate. That's really nice.
That's nice. I got it with the three layers. There you go. I got me some ducks.
Somebody says, love the jersey. How much was it?
It was not cheap. Although they had a sale.
No, somebody says, wear it. They want you to change for them.
It's 40% off on non-playoff teams. So it was $200 minus 40%. And then the 40% off included the custom, which was $40. And then, because this one has the button on the front, if I'd got a 46, it would have been a tiny logo. So I got a size 50. That's fun.
You get a discount when ordering from Ben H if you email him. So don't message him through eBay. You email him because then you get 10% off. It's basically what he has to pay for listing on eBay. So if you just email him directly instead of going through eBay, you get 10% off. Do they make it authentic? They do that one's the 3-layer twill. So they have the ones that have the painted numbers and such, but those are when you get them already with the nameplates from Adidas. When they do it custom for you, that's when you have the layered twill.
Yep.
So
it's much nicer if you get it layered.
Yes, it's way nicer.
And that is now one of my favorite jerseys that I own. That makes me all giddy. That makes me all giddy that I now have a Ryan Miller Mighty Ducks / Ducks.
Did you see the Adidas website is having a sale? Don't say that.
Doesn't matter. The two that I'm looking for, they don't have. Which would be Buffalo and St. Louis. St. Louis is available on Sports K, I understand, but I'm not able to get it because the price is prohibitive, and then there's $30 shipping now to Canada, which is ridiculously high. I understand why it would be high, but I can't afford it.
I wish you could edit a video where THG and TEG talk to each other on each side of the screen. That would take forever.
It would. That would be fun, though. I don't know, though. He tends to be kind of a jerk. He's going to be really mad I was touching his jersey.
If next year starts on December 1st, when will the trade deadline be?
Probably, I would think April. Because everything moves back 2 months. So I would think probably late April.
Do you think Bouchard and Broberg will be legit top 2 defensemen?
Top 4 for sure. Top 2, we'll see. I'm more sold on Broberg right now than Bouchard as a top 2, but they should both be top 4.
Have you seen the 19 and 20 Canucks team awards?
I saw that the MVP was Markstrom, which I 100% agree with. And I saw that he won the award for most 3-star selections. So, yeah, all those people that were all like, you're talking about, Shannon. Markstrom's not the MVP. Pedersen is. Well, the Canucks agree with me. So, that's kind of nice to see that the team agrees with me. But there were still people in the comments underneath. Yeah, you guys got this wrong. I think the team knows who their most valuable player is.
You say St. Louis. Which one are you trying to get?
The white St. Louis. The white St. Louis Adidas. And I don't have a white Buffalo Adidas either, because again, those ones are really hard to find.
Will Dobson be a star in the league?
I sure hope so. I like him. I think he's a very good player. I think, defensemen, remember with defensemen, it takes them longer. So I think it's a bit of a long game with him, and I think he'll get better next year, and I think he's probably 2 years away from being one of the better defensemen in that division, and where he's going to stand in the league, we'll see.
Can you do a GM video on Bergevin?
I did a GM video on Bergeron, I want to say last year. And not a whole lot has changed since then. So I might end up repeating myself a lot.
Would the Hughes brothers consider playing on the same team later in their careers?
That's going to be tough because Vancouver's going to want to keep Quinn long term, and I can't see New Jersey wanting to move on from Jack at any point in his career unless he doesn't pan out. And then there's Luke coming up next season. So I don't know. We'll see whether or not Luke gets drafted by or acquired by in some manner Vancouver or New Jersey after, but brothers always want to play together. Like the Stalls all wanted to play in Carolina, and Mark never got there, and then Eric, of course, has moved on to Minnesota. Brothers always want to play together. Not very many of them actually get that chance.
Have you ever considered buying a cricket for making your team magnets? That's a fun idea. Yeah, we could say it's for making hockey magnets. Yeah.
Buying a what?
A cricket.
What's a cricket?
It's a really fun crafty thing. So, when we get the decals for the van, people can cut those, make them on a cricket. So it's a machine, you put in a design, and you can put in the vinyl, and it cuts it to how you want to cut it.
So I'd make my own magnets?
Yeah, and you can do things where you do different colors and layer it and stuff. A lot of people use them to make, like, images to put on shirts, the decals for, like, the car, all sorts of things.
Sounds expensive.
They're not super duper expensive. I mean, it depends. It's kind of like with sewing machines, you can get the cheapy ones, or you can get the more expensive ones. But they even sell them at like Michael's. They have all different versions. And
oh, really?
They have all sorts of stuff. They're kind of cool. That's a fun idea. I never thought about doing that. I think I showed you some images that you.
Oh, I would love to make my own magnets
for that. I'm pretty sure I showed you
because
files.
I'm getting to the point where a lot of the places I get magnets from,
they're running out of the decals.
They're running out of some, and then if I have a bunch when Seattle comes in, I'm not going to have mini magnets for Seattle. I'm going to have to make my own of some accord.
Here, I used a cricket to make myself a Lafreniere shirt with a Team E logo on the front. Yeah, I'll have to show you. I'd never thought of doing that way. I've thought a cricket would be fun just because I do all of the sewing and crafty stuff, and you can find free files. My friend Rosemary, she makes files. She has the program on her computer. She's able to make files to do cool stuff with.
I don't think this car's fast enough to win.
Yeah, that's fun. Are you bored of GTA?
A little bit. Probably a little bit. And it's a little more coarse than this, and I enjoy the car racing aspect. Yeah, this car isn't fast enough to actually win it.
Do you think the Winter Classic will still be played?
Not this coming year, no. No.
Certainly wouldn't be in the States.
No. So you just bump Minnesota's back to next year. Yeah, car's not fast enough.
Is authentic hockey store legit? Oh, isn't that one that's a fake one?
If it's
Hold
$60
on,
for jerseys, then no.
I'm pretty sure that's one that somebody asked me before, and when I looked at it, I mean, we get asked for a lot of places. I think that's one that's not. Hold on.
So I got a car handicap because my car is...
I can usually tell if
handicap.
sites are fake pretty darn quick. Where is it? It's not wanting to come up. Gotta actually put in.
Okay, that'll make her a bit faster. Let's try that again.
Hold on. It doesn't even want to come up, so I'm gonna guess no, but I'm sure that's one that somebody sent me the link to once.
And it's fake?
And it was fake. I can't even find it right now. Yeah, it's not even coming up on my phone right away.
A lot of them will have authentic in the title. A lot of them will have NHL logos on their site. They'll use the same pictures as the legit websites use. You got to be careful with that.
What? Yeah, that's fine.
It's finally late
enough.
enough.
Start the meatballs first, sweetie. Start the meatballs first. They take the longest, right? Do you think some cities will have fans next season?
Yes, limited attendance, probably a quarter, maybe a third, but there'll be limited attendance allowed. Probably might be restricted to season ticket holders for the most part.
Hey Yvonne, could you tell me how to protect my jerseys?
We were going to do another video on that.
Yeah, we do need to do another jersey. Basics are just wash it inside out. I always do ours on cold, though I've never had problems with the jersey bleeding, and it's not made of a kind of material that can shrink. But I just do it on cold. Anyways, never ever put it in the dryer, hang it to dry. If you have a jersey that has the metallic on it, like the not Adidas, I haven't seen it with Adidas, but the Reeboks and older, the metallic, you need to Scotch guard it. Same with the felt. If you Scotch guard it, it helps prevent it from doing the burrs that look kind of crappy really quick.
True.
Yeah, that's the super basics. Can you make a video with Shannon on your jersey collection? Well, that'd be kind of fun. I don't think anybody's ever really seen my jerseys. I've put a few pictures on my Instagram, but yeah, most people don't even know what jerseys I have. I don't have a lot, though. Shannon's found a few for me kind of recently because some women's jerseys went stupid cheap. Yes, let's see an Yvonne jersey collection video. Yeah, I think I have about 20, you think?
Oh, I don't think it's that many.
Some of them are huge and don't actually fit me. Shannon got others. Here, you can have this one.
Oh, if you're going to include the ones that don't fit anymore, then yeah.
Yeah.
Probably about 20.
Do you think the Buffalo Slug jersey gets too much hate?
The logo's just... I mean, the jersey design itself is fine, but yeah, the logo is not good. There's really no way to argue that's a good logo.
I want to get another jersey, but being stuck inside, my family is sick of me ordering them.
Just explain they're therapeutic, and they help you escape the doldrums.
Yvonne, what are your favorite songs from Weezer's Teal album?
Oh boy, that's going to be a tricky one for you.
The Teal album,
that's your favorite.
That one overall is just a really fun album. I can't think of any songs on the album that I don't like. That one's just a really fun album. Because there are albums that I don't care for all of the songs. In general, I'm not a huge fan of their covers, though there are some covers that I really, really like. So some of the albums, they have a lot of covers in them, and so that'll affect how much I like songs in them. But Teal doesn't. It's just, that one's just an overall really fun album.
So you're copping out.
I still haven't seen the
Van Halen one?
Yeah, the Van Weezer. I can only find 2 songs.
And I keep looking, and I can't
Maybe
find
they
any
delayed
way
it.
to even get the album. So, and I've only seen, well, it releases like May 15th, and I keep looking after that, and I can't find it, and it's not on Amazon Music. It's not anywhere that I can find. I can only find the 2 songs.
Maybe it depends on which May 15th it is. Maybe they bumped it back with Halloween. Halloween got bumped back a year or so.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know.
it's the soundtrack for Halloween the movie, right? So, right? See, she doesn't even pay attention anymore.
Africa, I thought you said you weren't crazy about by Weezer. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Africa. That song has been covered so many times.
You know what's funny? I mean, I liked songs by Toto. I was never a fan of Africa.
Yeah,
Stranger in Town was my favorite song of theirs by far. It's not even close. But Africa, I thought was generic. I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's not a song that I like in general. So
Reminds me of going to
huge
the
fan of
dentist when I was a kid.
Though, like, Scrubs, not a fan of the original, but Weezer doing it makes the song fun. So, there's that.
So I disagree. TLC was delightful.
I wasn't a fan. Weezer, Hash Pipe, that song's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Next.
Perfect Situation is one of my favorites from them.
Did you like Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Weezer?
See, that's another one that I thought was a generic 80s song.
Yeah, it's not bad, though.
Wasn't my favorite Tears for Fears. Shout was my favorite Tears for Fears, which Disturbed does an amazing cover of.
Absolutely. Yeah, they have some covers that I like a lot better. Yeah. Next jersey I want to get are my first Canucks jersey, a North Stars jersey, then Dallas Stars, then Avalanche, and then Buffalo Sabres.
North Stars jerseys are always fantastic. There you go. I won that race. Did you see that? Did you see how good I am at this?
Wasn't watching.
I am so amazingly good at this, and you're not even paying attention. Look at that. I got prize credits, extra 50% for a clean race.
Wow.
60,000. Thank you very much. Experience
Have you
900.
watched Community?
Yes. I really enjoyed Community, and I even enjoyed later on. My favorite episode I haven't made Yvonne watch yet is the G.I. Joe episode. The G.I. Joe episode is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so there you go. All I had to do was soup up my car, and I won it easily. That was easy.
Stand By Me is good by Weezer, too. Yeah, that one's not bad. Again, it's not a song I really like originally.
Do you know which Van Halen songs they're supposed to be doing?
I don't know.
I'm guessing Running with the Devil.
So
because
I
everybody
don't
covers
know
Running with the Devil.
that it's actually covers. The 2 songs that they have out
It's supposed to be covers.
It's not all covers.
It's supposed to be.
No, it's in the style.
There's no such thing as a style of Van Halen.
Yes.
It's not a thing.
Yes.
Okay, I asked Weezer himself, and Jimmy Weezer told me. He's the lead singer of Weezer,
Okay,
Jimmy
let's see.
Weezer.
I'll look it up again. I haven't looked for a few.
So, Jimmy Weezer told me.
Jimmy Weezer. You're such a dork.
Why am I? No, it's true.
Gosh, Shannon.
I'm going to tell Jimmy you called him a dork. He's going to be really upset. He's going to tell Billy Weezer that you said
Yeah,
that.
it still only has 2 songs.
What are they called?
The End of the Game and Hero.
Oh, those are totally going to be Van Halen songs.
They're not.
It's probably one of them's probably a cover of Jump, and the other one's probably Panama.
No. Oh my gosh, that'd be awful. They're not, though.
It's probably like that.
No.
Probably.
Nah.
You just don't. You're not as musically inclined as some of us. That's all.
Just ignore him. Ignore the man talking over here.
You can stop trying to like Wizard of Oz me anytime you'd like. That'd be awesome.
Well, I tried to use my Jedi mind powers, but that didn't work, so.
Jedi mind powers don't work on a Sith. Remember, I have an empire. Thank you very much.
Right, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah, I have an empire.
Welcome
Welcome to my empire.
Bring back the
Crappy
Blassie
empire.
jersey.
Which jersey?
What? Blassie jersey.
Oh, Blazy.
Okay, I did.
Blasty. Blasty.
It's missing letters. When it's Stampede time.
You know what? I like the horse head jersey. I know I'm in the minority on that, but I think the horse head jersey's nice. I was happy when that was their main jersey for a while there. I think it gets a lot of hate unnecessarily. I would love to see a newer stylized version of that. I think you can do a really nice horse head jersey that could be really, really nicely done. Although it is known as Cowtown, isn't it? So you could do one with a cow on the front. You got Mooey and Blasty. You could have a cow with fire coming out of its nose.
Shannon must love sleeping outside in the grass. That'd be really wet. Pretty sure
This summer?
our lawn
Yeah.
is like a permanent puddle.
Yeah, because we don't have a summer this year.
No, summer was canceled.
Summer's off.
It
so
was canceled
not gonna have a
with
summer
COVID.
this year.
Did Shannon watch WWE in the 1990s?
Of course I did. Absolutely. And I watched WWE primarily when everybody else was watching WCW instead because I was more of a fan of what WWE was doing during the Monday Night Wars than WCW. I was never sold on WCW because it was all feuds I'd already seen before and wrestlers that I thought were past their prime. And the matches were too short. I didn't think they were as creative. And WWE was putting on some fantastic matches. Some crappy gimmicks, but some really good matches.
Have you watched Good Boys?
No, not yet. That's on one of our streaming services, though.
Would you ever go to the Stampede?
I don't know that we would.
Not something I have any interest in.
Because, I mean, we don't like country music, so that might be
That's true.
an issue right off the hop there.
Not a huge fan of tying up baby cows and no, it's not my thing. Favorite Legion of Doom member from DC Comics?
Oh, Mantis. Black Mantis. He was great. Just for his voice alone, he was fantastic. I remember from Super Friends, Black Mantis was my favorite.
Is WWE going to win against AEW like they did with WCW back in the day?
I think right now it's a draw. I think it's going to be
What's going on?
a war that goes on for a long time. I don't think it's going to be one that necessarily has a clean-cut winner or loser because I don't think either of them are going to go out of business. AEW appeals to the hardcore fan more than what we get with WWE. And so I think they're a completely different product.
Did you watch the Red Wings versus the Blues in '96 when Yzerman scored the goal in double overtime?
I've watched every hockey game I've been able to watch for decades, so I'm going to say yes.
Favorite Legion of Doom member from WWE and the Flyers? LOL.
From WWE, it would have been, I was a big fan of Animal back in the day. Now that I know the wrestlers behind the makeup, I would go for Hawk more than Animal, but Animal just looked cooler. Legion of Doom member, that would have been LeClaire. Yeah, it would have been LeClaire. Pixel wants up on her perch, eh?
Yes, he's just
You've
looking
got the
at me.
computer on her
Hey.
perch.
Hey.
Okay, if you guys could stop being three aside, that would be great. Thanks.
What's better, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Which cat usually messes up your videos?
Shadow.
True.
It's usually Shadow, although Pixel has her moments.
What do you think about the direction DC movies are going in?
It depends on the movie. I think that the problem for DC has been having a vision. Marvel has a vision and they stick to it. DC has fallen behind in that regard. They do view it. It seems to be that they view it with different strategies depending on which part of the franchise you're looking at. They need to have more of a unified vision of DC moving forward.
Ultimate video idea. Please, Shannon, visit Calgary and ride the mechanical bull in a Calgary bar.
Oh yeah, we need that going viral, and there being
that
gifs
needs to be
all over the
online.
internet. Every time I have an argument people don't agree with, they go, yeah, but you did this. Your argument is invalid because remember when you rode the bull? Here's the gift reminding you of that.
Would you ever get a small dog?
Not with-
only have 4 cats.
No, not with the 4 cats and the 3
kids.
kids that aren't great with the cats we have. There's a reason all 4 cats now stay in my room all day. I now have all 4 cats down here because I don't hassle them.
True. Yvonne, do you just have a jersey collection or do you collect other things in hockey? I have a lot of hockey fabric. Does that count? I have a lot of hockey fabric. I have a shelf in my sewing room. I have my fabric on shelves, and I have one shelf that's just hockey fabric. I have other hockey stuff. I have hockey pins, a lot of fabric. And then I just have other random hockey stuff. I have my hockey umbrella. I have a wild umbrella, and it's beautiful. And I have a bunch of scarves. Well, Shannon had a bunch of scarves. Now I have a bunch of scarves.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. It's a lot of stuff I had that I don't have anymore.
Yeah. I have jersey sweatshirts.
Well, I had jersey sweatshirts.
No, I have jersey sweatshirts. They're really big and fluffy and cozy. They're great for wearing as pajamas. They're just huge and fluffy. They're great. About how many feet did Brett Hull have in the crease?
Just the one. And according to the Dallas Stars, that rule got changed right before that. According to Buffalo, it wasn't. So I have books on both. It's really interesting how both teams have a completely different view of that goal.
True. Are there any rules in NHL that you think need to be changed badly?
They need to get rid of the offside with a foot in the air. Who cares if the foot's in the air? If it breaks the plane, he's not offside. And if it's that close that you need to do frame by frame, forget it. It's a good goal.
Yes. Yes, all of the kitties are in the room. Shadow, Bear, Lilybell, and Pixel. They're all right here.
Yeah, Lilybell's got a bed now in my room, and Pixel's got a bed in my room, and of course Bear and Shadow prefer.
Box, though, so she's laying on top of the box.
Bear and Shadow prefer the cat tree, so it works out really well. I've got a spot for each cat.
Lilybell prefers to stay on the ground, and then.
And when she's in her spot, I don't touch her. So she knows as long as she's there, I won't pet her, I won't bother her, nothing.
If Pixel finds cardboard, it's hers. So
yes.
There's a box in here, so she's laying on top of it.
She gets mad if there's a box in this room and she doesn't fit in it. Makes her angry.
Should the Flames have won the Cup in 2004?
Nope. Goal was not clearly in the net. There was no clear-cut evidence that puck was in the net, so no.
Do you remember the Boston versus Edmonton fog on the ice suspending the playoff game?
I remember the time that the lights went out with Boston and they had to go play that game and finish it in Edmonton, which meant that Boston had no chance. Once that happened, Boston was done.
Shannon, I thought that the doctor said Yvonne wasn't allowed to ignore you anymore.
The doctors really had to talk to her about a lot of her attitudes and a lot of the issues. She's, we think that stems from other issues that she's had, and I try to be as understanding as possible regarding her overall issues that make her this way.
My issues? Like you? My issues. My issues.
And this is part of that personal space problem you have.
I like your personal space. It's my favorite.
No, see.
Nice personal space.
The doctor was clear about why you needed to stop this.
Nice.
And there's a level of comfort you're supposed to look for that you're not looking for. No, see, this is not. This is that thing they talked about where you need to start thinking of others, and stop thinking just of yourself and of your own needs.
Nice.
So.
Okay, that's enough. Shut it.
See, and then you're shutting me down, which is also something that Dr. was very clear about.
Anyways, no, we wouldn't ever get rid of any of our kitties.
No.
They're our kitty babies.
No. There are times where I threaten Shadow, it might be time to get rid of you, but I don't
would never actually. Nope, they're our kitties. Burger King jersey has to be among the top 5 most expensive items.
I had that gifted to me by a subscriber.
Did, yeah.
I had a subscriber gifted to me because I said I can't afford to spend that much on it. Pixel's like, oh, she left the bed. Now Pixel's gonna sleep there.
Yvonne, you should punch him. As tempting as it is.
She does.
I am nice.
When the camera's not on, things happen, and you know, as long as the bruises are where you can't see them.
Shannon can kind of throw me, so no. When you marry, there's no such thing as personal space. And when you have children, same thing. I don't get personal space.
True.
So neither does Shannon.
Okay.
Nice.
That's alright.
Nice. Okay.
I make the corner. Yes.
I rather
no.
tea than coffee because I think tea you can take your time to enjoy, where coffee people just chug it. It's because it tastes really gross, you just have to drink it really quick because it's gross.
It's the same reason people shotgun beers. Alright, so I gotta start again. That was lousy. That's starting to
The
hurt
real
my leg.
question is black or green tea? Green tea's not very good either. Pass
Black
on the
tea.
green tea.
Black tea.
Oh, they treated beds, Shannon. But Pixel's now where Lilybell was, and Lilybell is where Pixel was.
Yeah.
They traded. What other hockey channels do you watch?
I don't really watch other hockey channels. I usually watch Screen Rant. I watch Wrestle Talk. I watch What Culture Wrestling, What Culture Horror, What Culture Music, and the general What Culture channel. I watch Watch Mojo.
Shannon likes lists.
Yeah.
He enjoys watching lists. He likes lists.
And pitch meetings.
Yes.
Pitch meetings are really, really funny because they point out a lot of things that have driven me nuts about movies for years. So I'm really glad the pitch meeting exists. And it's not like I used to watch Cinema Sins, but I find that's just too mean-spirited.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's more nitpicky than anything else. So I prefer pitch meeting because it doesn't feel as mean-spirited.
Will you eventually adopt a dog? No.
Nope.
Not with 4 kids and 4 cats, 3 kids. Too many. There's too much.
Yeah, there's too many others in this house for us to be able to do that.
Yvonne, what are your least favorite NHL teams? Nashville, Penguins. Yeah, those are my top not favorites. Do the Capitals pull Holtby if they go down to 0-2?
Oh, yes. Samsonov will get a shot at being the starter as well, I believe. Now, Holtby should be the guy, but I think they're going to give Samsonov a chance should they be down in that series. I don't think this car is good enough to win this track.
I think Shannon better sleep on the couch. But then my feet would be cold. And that's no good. So...
Yeah, I'm not catching up.
The problem with the goal line is that it's painted on a couple layers of ice below the surface. It gives an optical illusion from certain angles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, at some point we'll have technology where we will know for sure if the puck's in the net. I look forward to that. Until then, it's going to be an ongoing argument that if it's in midair, it might look like it's in when it's not.
Of course, Shannon wears pants when doing videos. We have 3 children. One of whom likes to walk through here frequently because her room is right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no pantsless Shannon ever.
I really don't.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I know I'm different from other guys that way, but I like to wear clothes. Yeah, this car's just not good enough.
We do wear clothing in this house.
Car's not good enough.
Crazy, but we do. In your opinion, in the history of wrestling, who are the top 5 tag teams all time?
Road Warriors, British Bulldogs, Harlem Heat,
Do you drink a
Heart
chocolate
Foundation.
milk after you're done with the treadmill?
Ew, no, that would just,
Right?
I'd puke.
That would make your stomach upset.
I would throw up.
Apparently in the commercials they say it's good after a workout. I don't know how that would...
No, I would throw up. I would throw up. I
No.
couldn't do that. Yeah, Harlem Heat and, geez, I don't know. Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov? No, the U.S. Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. I loved those guys back in the day.
Does the NHL ever do away with the shootout? I hope not. It's exciting, but it makes me nervous.
No, they'll never do away with the shootout.
Edge and Christian?
I mean, Edge and Christian... Yeah, Edge and Christian are pretty... I don't know that I'd bump the other ones out, but again, I'm older, so the ones that I would remember as being the all-time greatest would be the older ones.
Have you ever read Captain Canuck?
No.
I'm all caught up.
You're all caught up?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can catch up with this car.
Donation for the Buy Ivana Cricket Fund since her employer is too cheap. That's funny. Oh, okay, that's funny. I have an idea. This is a terrible idea. I have an idea for a peaceful live stream you could do that everyone would love. A 2020 election reaction.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that's gonna happen.
That'd be awful.
That would be awful.
That would be terrible, terrible, terrible. Do you like ginger tea? Yes.
She does. I'm not a
Ginger's-
huge fan of it, but she likes it.
Ginger's great. I know you don't like WWE. For the past couple of weeks of shows have been... but the past couple of weeks of shows have been really good. MVP has been MVP of wrestling in WWE.
And yet the ratings are at historical lows. They had the second lowest rated Raw they've ever had this week. The only concern I have is that they'll take that out on Drew McIntyre and take the title off of him. And it's not Drew's fault. I love Drew McIntyre. I think everything he's doing is gold. But yeah, I can't get into it. I can't get into it right now, and people are going to say it's because there's no crowd, but I was losing interest before the crowd wasn't there. So the last time WWE came to town locally, I had no interest in going to see it. And when I met Yvonne, I was, always dragging her along to that stuff.
Have you ever watched Dead Alive?
Yes. Yes, I have. That's a movie that Yvonne will never watch. It is a disturbed, depraved movie. I mean, it's funny and it's interesting to see, what Peter Jackson was doing before he was making Lord of the Rings, but it's gross. There's no way around it. It does have one of the funniest scenes ever where he's fighting with the zombie baby. That is one of the absolute funniest scenes ever in a movie. Absolute, just for the old lady's reaction, it's just so funny. And just the idea of zombies having babies is hilarious.
Live stream of the election would be everyone sitting silently staring between the two screens, YouTube live stream and TV. Lots of nail biting. The last election, I found one of the news websites had a thing where it would have the different states and the numbers of the electoral votes as they would come in, and then it would turn the color once they had their final numbers, and so that's what we just had that on at our house.
I was flipping
During
back
the
and forth
election,
between the
and
various news networks.
The oldest one, Malachi, he was just staring at the computer.
Do you watch What Culture to get caught up?
Often, or just I'm watching list videos.
How's the weather right now?
Not too bad. The
It's not
days
raining
turned
this
out to be
morning.
okay.
It got all of the rain out this morning.
Yeah.
Like, it started raining in the middle of the night, and then it stopped around about 3 or so. It rained a lot.
Yeah, it did.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite colors would be red and black. And I don't have a favorite between the two. If you don't count black as a color, then red.
Nope, not answering that. What's your prediction for the Seth Rollins Rey Mysterio match?
Stupidity. So they have a match coming up between the two of them where like Ray's eye got poked out or whatever to make it look like he got his eye poked out. So they're having a match where it's an eye for an eye match where somebody's going to lose an eye is the stipulation. It just sounds ridiculous. So I think it's going to be kind of sort of a disaster is my expectation. It's a horrible stipulation. I mean, it's not as bad as back in the day when you'd have like a bullwhip or a Texas bull rope match. Those ones are like, oh, not the bull rope. It's a four corners match. Oh, don't do the four corners. Oh, crap. But eye for an eye just doesn't. I mean, why would a good guy say, I'm going to take your eye out? That's not what a good guy's supposed to do. So it's just weird.
Look, he's so cute. Your little paw's falling off.
It's a tough race because I have to cap my vehicle at 394.
Really fit on the box, so she's just hanging off of the box.
I need a faster car.
Thoughts on new U.S. title?
Oh, it's gorgeous. The new U.S. title is absolutely beautiful. Really, really is. I like it quite a bit.
I wonder if Jim Gaffigan gets tired of having to autograph boxes of Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Have you guys seen that he did, during this quarantine, he did a video with his boys about the Hot Pockets thing? And he asked them if they knew why people said Hot Pockets to him. Then he had them watch it.
Yeah, his
and he
kids
made
are...
them eat Hot Pockets.
His kids are funny.
That was funny, yeah.
I'm just going to post a picture of the kitty. Where's Instagram? There it is. Let's get cooking.
Oh, crap. Yeah, that's going to do it. I'm not going to be able to catch up now. That takes that extra second off. Nope.
Do you watch Cultaholic channel on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm already watching enough of the wrestling channels. I mean, I've watched some of their videos, but I don't watch them regularly. I know Cultaholic was the split off from What Culture when What Culture had its meltdown a couple years ago. So I should go to Cultaholic, but I haven't.
Do you have TikTok?
I do, but it's just a couple of videos of the cats. And in one of the videos, Shadow's not really doing anything, so it's not a fun TikTok.
I've never been on TikTok. Never ever. I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. I love sitting on my front porch and watching the rain while reading a
Are you...
book.
Oh, come on.
Favorite soup? I like soup. Soup's great. I like lots of soups. Soups are great. Do any of the cats like to play with toys, or do they just like clawing hockey jerseys?
Thankfully, I haven't had a hockey jersey clawed in a long time.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Pixel likes to play with toys, but only by herself.
Yep.
She loves, her favorite are any of the toys with feathers on them, but she'll also play with the little, I make little catnip bean bags sometimes, and both Lilybell and Pixel like them, and then Shadow will play with anything that the girls like just to tick them off. Like, he'll only play with it for a second, and then once they've kind of left, then he doesn't want to play with it anymore. He just wants to do it to drive them crazy, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, sweetie. Good boy.
Did you guys do anything for Canada Day?
Nope. nothing to do.
There wasn't anything to do. Everything was virtual, so we watched quite a few of the virtual Canada Day things. Yeah, there was virtual Canada Day stuff like all day, so we watched a lot of those. The kids loved the virtual fireworks, even though it was only like 3 minutes. I ended up having to watch it like 4 times. They loved the virtual fireworks. And Adelaide asked me first thing the next day, are the fireworks still on your phone? No, it was just a yesterday thing. I love soup so much. A coworker nicknamed me Soupy. I love soup. Soup is great. I make soup a lot. I've taught the boys how to make soup. Malachi has finally decided he likes soup, and if I make cabbage soup, he will eat so much vegetables, which is great. Have you moved Raspberry's house lately so he has new grass to chew on? I move Raspberry's cottage before I put her in every single time, so she doesn't sleep in there overnight. I put her in a regular hutch, and it rains so often. Can't leave her in overnight, it'll probably start raining.
Right.
But before I put her in it every day, I move it. She likes the long grass. So we have a little corner in our yard that Shannon doesn't mow, so I can move her cottage around. What's your TikTok username?
I think it's just YouTube Hockey Guy, I think. I know Hockey Guy's in there. Oh, there's a 4-wheel drive. Oh, well, why isn't it giving me the option of using that? Oh. Oh, no, it's not going to let me use that one. Ugh. Alright, I'll be right back.
There, I put more kitty pictures on the kitty Instagram.
Don't worry, Lily Bell, I'll be right back.
There, more kitty pictures on Instagram. Have they released the playoff schedule yet? Nope. They're supposed to really, really soon, though. Shadow sounds like the typical little brother. Past the scissors. Big brother. He is the big brother. The obnoxious big brother. And he will, like, sit right next to them and stare at them and do the, I'm not touching you. That's what he likes to do. How big is Raspberry? She's actually really tiny. She's a very small bunny. She's really tiny. But she's not a dwarf bunny. But she's very, very petite. She's smaller than the cats by quite a bit. She's like half a cat size. These are all Shannon stuff, so I don't know. Hockey stuff.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a 4-wheel drive car that's faster than the ones that I've got because I want to win those 4-wheel drive races. But I have to go through all these cars and find one that's a 4-wheel drive that has less than 394 horsepower and is 4-wheel drive. So the drivetrain tells me what it is, and then I have to go out and find something else.
Use the fan.
Do you have any funny stories of cats ruining your videos with their shenanigans? Oh my goodness, they ruin.
Oh, just
sometimes.
Bear and Pixel the other day, they just wouldn't knock it off. I had to stop. I had twice where they decided we're gonna fight now. I'm like, what the hell? And then Bear just kept it going. She wouldn't knock it off, so I yelled at both of them. And then Bear ran off and hid like she'd been beaten with a whip. And I mean, I can't raise my voice to Bear because then she treats me like I'm just this horrible person. And oh, how dare you? And then I just feel horrible.
Wait, Shannon mows grass? I thought he only mowed flowers. He has to mow the moss in the yard every once in a while, otherwise it gets out of control.
True.
Yvonne, favorite restaurant to eat at? Well, we don't eat at any restaurants right now. We get takeout sometimes, though.
True.
I do really like Bridger's. It's a local place. And then I like the Canadian Brew House. That's his name, right?
Yes.
That one's really good, too. But Bridger's is my favorite, but they're kind of pricey.
But it's really, really good, so.
Yeah. Does the NHL ever expand into the Dakotas?
I can't see that, not yet. Alright, I'm going to try this new car and we'll see if it's any better.
Vaughn, your favorite jersey in your collection? I don't have a lot of jerseys. And some of the jerseys in my collection I don't think fit. Because some of them are like men's smalls. So they don't really fit. I have quite a few Jets jerseys, so that's fun. I have the red Wild jersey, but I'm pretty sure that's a men's
You have the white
small too.
Blackhawks?
I have 2 of the white Blackhawks because for some reason they mailed me 2. So I have a bonus one
You
of
have the
that.
Bruins?
But it's made different than the men's jersey because it's women's, and women don't get to have nice jerseys.
Well, there's a reason.
So,
Yeah, can't really
we don't get nice jerseys.
blame them for that. I don't think this car's going to be fast enough.
Get a Volkswagen Golf R. Get a Prius. Have you been watching any NASCAR?
Not over the last few weeks, no. I've been busy. I really haven't had the time. Even this took up my news time. So instead of watching the news now, I just play this instead.
That's a good idea. It's good. He was watching too much news.
Oh, true. Now, I'm not sure this car's got enough speed either.
We need a new Rowdy Piper.
You can't create one though. It's got to be organic. It's got everything in wrestling is better when it's organic. Like you look at what's going on with Orange Cassidy right now in AEW, and it's fantastic. And it is an organic movement that I don't think any of us saw coming. Seriously, holy crap! I hate Brands Hatch.
My favorite part of NASCAR was that one race where instead of turning left, they turned right for a second. It was intense.
That's when they hit the wall. Thought I turned right that time out, and you hit the wall.
What is your favorite video game of all time?
I would think Baseball Simulator 1000 is probably up there. In terms of me having played it a ton. The original Super Mario Brothers, of course, I played that.
Back when there wasn't a ton of video games.
But I enjoyed it. That was one of my favorites. And NHL 2004 on the PC. That was a very, very fun game to play.
Who do you think the best goalie will be next year?
Maybe Price is due for one of those kinds of years where he hits that elite level again. Seriously,
you haven't
get out of the
mentioned your
sand.
celebrity friend lately, who shall remain nameless.
No, we're supposed to see. We may see each other tomorrow. We're gonna see.
Not raining.
Yeah, we're gonna see how the weather is, but I may see him tomorrow.
Raining, so.
And then there was the day that I couldn't because of the draft lottery. So yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Can you make a video on what's happening next year with the trade deadline, free agency, playoffs, when stuff comes out for next season?
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't have the actual numbers on that yet, but absolutely.
Do you watch a lot of YouTube?
I don't know if it's a lot. I mean, it's probably about an hour a day. I don't know that I consider that a lot. I make more YouTube than I watch. I think.
Don't at all. I really don't watch very much YouTube at all. I don't watch anything much at all.
Netflix. We finished Crazy Delicious. So.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, regardless of what the critics say about it, it's a fun cooking show. I thought it was a fun one, anyways.
I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Will you release a blooper reel video?
I don't keep my bloopers.
Shannon deletes his videos if he doesn't post it. Delete.
Yep. Happens regularly. Today I did it, and usually it's something right off the start where I'll say something and go, man, I can't say that, so we'll move on from that now.
You should do a video with your unnamed celebrity friend.
That is likely to happen. We just don't have a time frame or what we're going to do figured out yet.
Movie critics have been out of touch with audiences for years.
Yeah, it seems to be getting worse. And you know, I used to agree with critics. If a movie had really bad reviews, I would normally agree with them. There are movies that they still get right, but there's a lot of them too where I think they're just being too harsh.
What's the best name you have ever heard of?
Pekka Radicalio. That's still like the greatest name ever for me, anyways. Yeah, I cannot win Brands Hatch. I don't understand. I mean, I don't like Brands Hatch to begin with, but I can't find a card that's gonna do this in a way that I'm happy about. The maddening part is I am putting up the fastest laps, but because it starts me 24 seconds back.
You should watch Joker. It's intense but good.
Eventually we'll get around to Joker. I've heard nothing but good things about Joker. I don't own it, and we haven't rented it yet. I mean, I finally watched The Russian 5 just a couple of days ago, and I've known I've needed to watch that one for years. At least it feels like years.
Have any fans made supercut of funny moments? That would be awesome.
Not that I know of. I haven't seen anything.
No, and depending on how it's done, it could be automatically held by YouTube because of copyright.
Right. Alright. What time is it? 5 o'clock?
No,
almost 6?
Almost 6.
Alright, so I'm going to shut this down here. I'll continue to fight with this race and figure it out. But anyways, thanks guys for coming out. And I will do this again on Sunday on this channel, and of course on Saturday on the hockey channel we do a live stream as well. So thanks for coming out, and we will do this again soon.